this video up into 2 videos because I didn't want it to be too long. So in my part 1 homeschool update is our update on using the good and the beautiful for the year. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. So my part 2 update, I'm going to share with you our science and history, and what worked and what didn't. Here's a hint, none of it worked. So I had shared in a previous video at the beginning of the school year that we were doing, I'll start with history, that we were doing the story of the world, volume 1. It just was not working for us. It wasn't the story of the world, it was us. I have found that doing history, I think it's more so me, I'm not sure. We just enjoy just reading a good book about somebody that we're interested in or a subject that we're interested in. So that's more, I kind of just dropped the story of the world and we just started reading different books. So we actually read, I can't find it of course, we read Thomas Edison and Teddy Roosevelt, which I can't find either of those books. I think some of them came from the library, but we just read a lot of books on them, and we read about Abraham Lincoln. So we kind of were sticking with presidents, except for Thomas Edison, sorry. But we really just enjoyed them, and I just mean like these types of books. These are books that are on my shelf that we have not read yet, but that I plan on reading for the second half of the year. And then what I do is, like with Thomas Edison, whenever we were done with the book, I pulled up some stuff on Pinterest and we just kind of did different things, different experiments and whatever that we could do easily here at the house. And the kids just really enjoy that type of learning. Now the story of the world is kind of the same concept, like you read a chapter and there's a lot of hands-on stuff that goes with it, but it just wasn't jiving for us. I don't know if it was the subject matter. I don't know. It just wasn't jiving for me as well as the kids. So I plan on still keeping it. But next year, I think I'm going to dive into the good and the beautiful history and go from there. That's my plan. So with that said, I'm going to move on to science. So at the beginning of the year, we had decided to do Apologia Botany. I was very excited about it. I love to garden. I love to do anything outside with plants and so forth. And I kind of have some mom guilt over this. I've been promising one of my daughters that we would do astronomy for a couple years now. And I kept putting it off because other things were coming up. Last year we did anatomy, and then this year we were going to do botany, to kind of coincide with some friends of ours that we were meeting like once, I think every other week or something like that, to do the projects together. Now we did this with anatomy and it was fabulous. We enjoyed it, we loved it. It went very well. And we would like take turns hosting and, you know, all that fun stuff. So the plan was to do the same thing with botany. For some reason we never got together. I never brought it up. She never brought it up. She had some family stuff going on. I was pregnant. I am pregnant. But, you know, just the first trimester and all that. So we just we dropped the ball on that. Not purposeful, no real reason behind it. It's perfectly fine. We were still doing the botany at home, and she was doing, you know, their thing at home as well. And don't get me wrong, the curriculum was great. I really enjoyed it. I thought the projects that they had in the book were great. They were easy to do. But we have just done a lot of stuff with botany already, just in our normal lives, you know, just because I enjoy doing that sort of thing. So it was kind of redundant for us. It wasn't as exciting or as new or whatever you want to say. So we kind of dropped the ball on that. Now, I am 30 weeks pregnant now, so whatever I was. I was tired, so that was part of it as well. So I decided, you know what, it's not working. And I think like so many times we get into this funk, like we have to wait for the next school year to like start fresh. I was like, you know what, this just isn't working. Let's just stop doing it. So we just started doing different things for science. I would just pull up random YouTube videos and we would discuss whatever. We did the Thomas Edison, some science stuff with Thomas Edison. So kind of history and science went together when we did that. Anyways, so I think my approach is more of a unit study approach than traditional and following these curriculums is what I'm getting at. So I decided that we are just going to pick up astronomy just right in the middle of the year. Let's just do this thing. And I am planning on it continuing through next year. My kids have been loving it and just seeing the excitement in them and wanting to do all these things and creating things on their own. I think that we can just carry it all the way through next year. So my plan is I'm using what we have right now. I had already had Apologia Astronomy. I have the workbook. I have been collecting stuff over the years because I knew that we were going to do this. I really wish that I would have just started sooner and not... I mean, I wanted to go along with our friends because that would be fun. The kids did enjoy that. Anyway, so I have the solar system thing that we are going to put together. I have this rocket thing that we're going to do. So anyways, so I think this is a late edition. I got it for like $10, so it's working. So far, we have a lot of solar system books as well. So we were kind of doing that before Christmas. I was pulling out different solar system books, and they were just reading those, and we were just simply reading and discussing them. And now we're kind of diving more into the lessons of Apologia. And they are just like begging to keep doing more and not stop and not do their other schoolwork. So that's a good sign. So anyways, I am very hopeful. We live in Florida. I am very hopeful. The Kennedy Space Center has a homeschool day that is free. So I'm going to start researching that and planning that for, I think it's close enough that we can do it in a day trip. But from what I've heard, there's so much there. You really need 2 days to see everything. So I'm really hoping and planning that that will be a family trip that we do this year. And then once we're kind of tired of Apologia, I want to get the workbook with The Good and the Beautiful for astronomy. So anyways, I'm telling you all this. It is okay to drop what is not working and pick up something different. Try something different. Everybody has different learning styles. Moms have different teaching styles. And this is just what has worked for us. So I hope that y'all enjoyed. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And I will talk to y'all later.